Hello everyone. Our today's topic is otalgia. So, I have made a mind map to make the topic very simple and easy for you. Let's start with the definition of otalgia. So, otalgia is pain in the ear. This pain in the ear can be because of two causes, local cause or referred cause. Now, the local causes are the problem that happen in the ear which cause pain in the ear, whereas the referred causes are the problems which happen somewhere else but they cause pain in the ear. So, that's the referred pain. Now, moving on, we have the onset. We'll talk about onset. So, onset can be sudden or gradual. When we're talking about sudden onset, that means there's sudden pain in the ear. The reason can be furunculosis. You know what is furunculosis? So, furunculosis basically happens in external ear where you have the hair follicles. So, it's infection of the hair follicles. Then you have ASOM, that is acute suppurative otitis media, and otitic barotrauma. These are the reasons for sudden onset of otalgia. Whereas gradual onset of otalgia can be due to malignant otitis externa secondary to CSOM, and malignancy. These are a little chronic causes. So, sudden is due to furunculosis, ASM, and otitic barotrauma. Gradual are due to otitis externa, malignant one, and the secondary to CSOM one, and malignancy. Moving on to the duration. So, the duration of otalgia can be short or long. That means if there's a short history, if the patient presents with acute otalgia, so you can say that the reason can be ASOM or perichondritis of pinna. So you know that the pinna is made of cartilaginous and fatty tissues and connective tissue. So if there's infection of the cartilaginous part, it causes perichondritis. So this perichondritis is of a short duration, the presentation, and ASOM, whereas of long duration you have malignancy. So this was about onset and duration. Talking about the nature. So the nature of the pain can be dull, sharp, and throbbing. So dull pain is seen in secretory otitis media, impacted wax when there is wax impacted in the external auditory canal, and eczematous otitis externa. Sharp pain is seen in furunculosis and otitic barotrauma, whereas throbbing pain is seen in ASOM. So you can remember throbbing very well because there's just one reason for it. So throbbing is for ASOM, whereas dull is for secretory otitis media, impacted wax, eczematous otitis externa. Now, what are the relieving and aggravating factors? So, when there is discharge, so imagine when there's a lot of discharge build up in the middle ear, so there's going to be pain caused because of the pressure effect. So, if we remove the discharge, the pain is going to relieve because there's no longer pressure being created by the pus inside. So, this is why discharge from the ear in ASOM is a relieving factor. Aggravating factors. So, aggravating factors, whatever activity we do, and if it increases the pain, there can be a specific reason why it is there. So, if there's increase in pain on swallowing, the reason is ASOM. If there's increase on yawning or chewing, there's furunculosis, that means on anterior wall. So, if there's furunculosis on anterior wall and you chew or you yawn, so there'll be increase in pain. And if there's increase in pain on pulling ear or pressing the tragus, that means it is otitis externa. So if you ask the patient to do so, all these swallowing, yawning, and chewing, or pull the patient's ear or press the tragus, and you see this pain in certain situations, so it helps you come to the diagnosis. Then, now we have two types of pain: radiating pain and referred pain. So the pain, I told you there are two causes. One is the local cause and the referred cause. So here we talked about the local causes like ASOM, otitic barotrauma, furunculosis, otitis externa, perichondritis. These are the local causes. Now in referred causes, we have four set of referred causes. We've divided the referred cause into four categories. So fifth nerve, ninth nerve, 10th nerve, and C2 and C3. First, what is radiating pain? So furuncles, if they're on the anterior wall, they can be radiating pain to the preauricular region. I told you that we have furunculosis, right? So when the furunculosis happens, the furuncles formed inside the external ear. So the furunculosis, if they're on the anterior wall, these cause the pain in the preauricular region. And if they're on the posterior wall, in the mastoid region. So if you have pain on the mastoid region, the doctor needs to inspect your external ear. I mean, you need to inspect the external ear of the patient to make sure that the patient is not suffering from a basic problem called furunculosis. You don't have to go for exploratory investigations, just check for furunculosis. Now in referred pain, so the referred pain, the first nerve we're talking about is the fifth nerve. So in fifth nerve, there can be dental causes, oral cavity causes, and the temporomandibular joint disorder. So in dental, you have caries tooth or impacted molar. So if you have caries tooth or impacted molar, the pain will be referred to the ear. So in oral cavity, you have ulcerative lesions. In temporomandibular joint, you have the Costin syndrome and the temporomandibular joint arthritis. Now via the ninth nerve, you have base of the tongue malignancy. You have oropharynx and you have Eagle syndrome. So in oropharynx, you have acute tonsillitis and peritonsillar abscess. And in the 10th nerve, you have ulcerative lesions at vallicula or epiglottis. There's ulcerative lesion on epiglottis, larynx or laryngopharynx. Via C2 and C3, there are three reasons: cycle spondylosis, caries spine, and neck injury. So this was about the referred pain. And I think we are done with the topic on otalgia. So that was it about otalgia. I hope the topic is clear. Thank you.